Hello everyone, it is 2 in the morning and maintenance just ended and I am tired as heck, but uh, I'm committed to doing this video, so here we go. Ryza is finally here. Master Ryza, you can see her here, she's super cute, I love her glasses. There's a lot in this update to go over, so this video might be kind of long, but let's just dive right into it. I'm going to go over a few of the update features first, and then we'll get to the characters and other things. First thing you might notice, the stamina cap has doubled. We now have over 200 stamina, which means your stamina refills in like 20 hours or whatever. Very cool. Because of this adjustment, we have received cookies as compensation, so everyone should have somewhere around 30 cookies. It's based on what rank you were when the cap got increased, so you might have fewer than 30, you might have more than 30, just depends. We also got a nice 10 tickets for the Ryza banner and some more of our Atelier Fest tickets, so that's very cool. I will pull all these at the end of the video. And then, yeah, so we just have some other things. I guess they're doing some photo mode Discord event. Submit your screenshots in Discord for Nitro. Don't really care about this. But yeah, Ryza Festival, so that's what the event's called. We have a lot of stuff in here. So this is the banner, I'll go over that later. That's the event. The cooperative mission. This is a server-wide event where basically you get points for completing the score battles, and they will go towards giving us rewards. I will go over that as well. And then we also have Risk 10 in dungeons. So dungeons have Risk 10 now. Risk 10 is very, very, very hard. I don't know exactly around what difficulty it would be, maybe around Affinity Tower 10 in difficulty level. It's very hard. It is optional content. You don't get materials, you just get gems and rank XP. It becomes much easier once the level cap increases, like level 70 and 80, but the stats of the enemies in Risk 10 makes it very, very difficult right now at level 60. They don't cost any stamina, you can try them as much as you want, go in there, but they are very hard. I think they were like 20k power or something recommended. It's really, really difficult stuff. But yeah, so lots of cool updates, really good event. We also have the growth pass here in the shop. This isn't really that interesting. Basically, it's kind of like a battle pass, but not really. This is permanent. It hasn't renewed yet on JP after like months. So for getting to player rank 30, or every few player ranks, you get candy. For 30, you get all this candy. And then if you pay 3,000 paid gems, you also get 100 Atelier Fest tickets. Now these are Atelier Fest tickets, which means they are the launch permanent pool of units. There's no limited banner units in here. 100 tickets for 3,000 paid gems is quite good, but just personally, if I were to put money in, I would prefer the chance at limited units with my paid gems. So, really up to you whether or not you want these, but in my opinion, they're a bit underwhelming. There is also a tab for synthesis. You get a bunch of mana on the free track for getting up to 500 synthesis, and it's the same thing. It's another set of tickets. So these are one-time purchase. They haven't renewed yet. If it sounds like a good deal to you, go ahead. I mean, 100 pulls for 3,000 gems is not bad, but it is paid only, so. And then also we have tickets in the shop as always. These tickets are for the Ryza banner. You can only use them on the Ryza banner. They will expire if you don't use them. So if you do buy them, use them right away. I will get them. I recommend getting them because Ryza is very good. And then we also have a new bundle for the Ryza Festival celebration. It's 10 cookies for 300 gems. This is a pretty good value. If you were to get stamina with gems, it would be 80 stamina per 40, and this is 1,000 stamina for 300. It's a pretty good value. I will go ahead and get this. However, these are chocolate cookies, so they expire at the start of July. These have an expiration date, but that's a few months out. Like, whatever, right? Yeah, pretty good pack in my opinion. And let's just go ahead and get right into what everyone's been waiting for, the banner. So with this banner, we finally got step ups. So we have step 1, step 2, step 3. This is for paid gems only, of course, but for those of you that are, you know, paying for wishes, your wishes are a bit more efficient now. So how the steps work, basically, you know, you pay 1500 gems, you get a multi and 6 medals, you pay 1500 gems, you get another multi and 6 medals, and then you get the third multi for free, but no medals. And then you can do this up to 5 times, right? So it's basically, instead of what we've been used to with paid pulls just being 1500 gems, now it's buy 2, get 1 free. This will be the norm from now on. Step ups will be on every single banner. They've never left, so very cool. For those of you that are paying, a little more efficient now. And one interesting thing about this banner, before I get into the actual banner units, this banner is a month long. It ends April 26th. It was like this in JP. That doesn't mean this is the only banner we have for the next month. We will have overlapping banners. So like Izana will come in 10 or 15 days. We're not completely sure yet exactly when, but Izana will come and she will also overlap with this one. So you will be getting, you know, a free pull on the Izana banner as well as this one for that duration when those banners are both up. Because this banner is an entire month long, if you are free to play or very low spend, it might be wise to not necessarily dump gems into the banner right now, because there's a decent chance you do get Ryza off of a daily pull in an entire month, right? Like, it's not 0%, you know? Obviously, I'm going to pull right away for the video and just because I want to. And if you want to, that's totally fine, right? But it is a consideration to make. It is a very long banner, so, you know, think about it, consider it, right? May as well say that. It is something to think about. So first we have the Memoria. This Memoria is pretty solid as just a physical attacker Moria. It has good stats, 31% phys attack, 6% speed. Solid phys attack Memoria with the reducing slash resistance. So honestly, this effect isn't really very good. It kind of sounds good, but the thing is, it reduces the resistance after the attack. So it's like, you put this on, you basically have to put this on like a physical supporter or something to get your attacker to take it. Like, the effect on this sucks. It's really hard to use because your actual attacker, if you have this on an attacker, they won't be getting the effect from it. If you have it on a breaker, they won't be getting the effect on it. Actually, let me double check really quick that it is after attacking, because they have changed the wording on some of these for global. So let me double check real quick that I'm remembering this right. Let me just find it. Yeah, it should be after using a physical attack. So yeah, the effect isn't very good, but solid stat line. And then we have Ryza. So Ryza is the really, really, really good unit from this banner. She is fantastic. She is a slash breaker. And I'll just go over her passive Flash of Destruction, boosts stun damage by 20% when attacking a weakness. This is really solid. 20% stun damage is a lot to be on a passive, just, you know, passively having that effect. It is conditional, but that's not a huge deal for most content, and we'll get to that in a moment as to why that is. And then her other passive is when she stuns an enemy, they take 25% extra damage for 2 attacks. This is absurd, right? Like, when she breaks an enemy, then, you know, your attackers are going to do even more damage to the enemy. So she's basically a really strong, like, debuff breaker. And it gets even better with her skills as well. There's just synergies everywhere. So first we have her skill 1. After attacking, boost target's damage received by 15% for 3 attacks. So this is more damage received debuffs. However, you're probably not going to be using her skill 1 very much. So I've certainly never used it very often on JP. It's decent, but you really need her to be stunning. So, you know, it's like, it's whatever. When you do use it, it's still solid. It gives a nice debuff, but it is just a skill 1 at the end of the day. Her bread and butter is, of course, her skill 2, and this is kind of why she's so broken, one of the main reasons. And it is an area break skill. It has a fairly low damage rate of 106. Mari has like 120, Shalistera has like 146. However, this very low... Sorry, why am I looking at damage rate? I mean stun rate. That's my bad. I am tired, as I'm sure you can tell. It's 57%. Shalistera's stun rate is 70. And I believe Mari's is like 60-ish. So it's not too low. I don't know why I was going over damage, but yeah, 57 stun. So pretty competitive stun rate. And before attacking, she reduces the target slash resistance by 25% for 2 attacks. So this is before she attacks, right? So her break damage, her stun damage will get the benefit of this resistance reduction. And that's really, really good, especially because on an enemy with 0% resistance, where most enemies in the game are neutral to what they're not weak to. There are, of course, exceptions, but this is generally how it works. Outside of like Affinity Tower and event score battles, yeah, she'll be creating her own weaknesses a lot of the time using this, and that synergizes, of course, with her passive, which boosts stun damage by 20% when attacking a weakness, when she creates that weakness with her skill 2, and also really good Memoria that everyone has, like a continuation of that Summer, which boosts stun damage when attacking weakness. And then as well, after attacking, boost target's damage received by 30% for 1 attack. So once again, another damage received debuff on the target. So with the debuff from her skill 2, which is 30%, and the one from her passive, you know, enemies are taking 55% extra damage after Ryza breaks them. So, you know, as long as everything breaks from Ryza's skill 2, they're going to just take so much damage, everything just dies. It's absolutely crazy. And then, of course, we have her burst skill, and this skill is also incredibly good. As you can see, it doesn't have any stun power here. Instead, it force stuns the target. It is single target, but no matter what their stun gauge is, no matter how much stun HP they have, it just breaks them. Doesn't matter. Breaks them immediately. That suit of armor on Affinity Tower 7 that everyone has a hard time with, burst it with Ryza, immediately breaks, right? And it also gives them a debuff that boosts their damage received. This one's permanent, so 20% for the rest of the fight, and it stacks up to 40%. You probably won't ever be stacking this, but, you know, just in case. But yeah, very, very, very good burst. It basically allows her to do the job of a really, really strong area breaker, while also being able to cover single target like perfectly, right? So very, very, very strong kit here. She's also quite fast with 254 speed. You really want high speed on a breaker. Sometimes she can be a bit too fast because her speed is so high, but usually it's an upside and not a downside. So yeah, very good speed, and she's just overall a really, really, really strong unit. On top of that as well, her synthesis trait for equipment is physical stun damage boost. And if you've ever tried to make physical breaker gear, you know that it's really, really difficult. Not only does she have physical stun damage boost, she also links up directly with Raze. So if you have Raze and if you have Ryza, you can very easily make very, very good physical stun damage gear. You can have 3 copies of the trait when making that gear. Very, very, very good gift. Absolutely essential for making good fist stun gear. So really strong character in basically every way, and you absolutely want her. If you had to choose between sparking her or Liddy, I would probably still go with Liddy, but you can't go wrong with either one. So, you know. And of course you have some time to choose. This banner's around for a month. But yeah, Ryza, she's so good. She's a fantastic breaker for any team, not just Slash teams, any team, period. So really, really, really great character. If you get her, be happy. She's amazing. And then we have empel, the other unit on the banner. Is he the first limited male character? I believe he is. So for all of you husband enjoyers out there, we finally have empel in the game. So that's cool. And he's a little bit overshadowed by Ryza here. As expected, she's Ryza, of course. But that doesn't mean he is a bad character. He is a strike supporter. He has Advance All Physical Attack 3 for his passive, which is 15% Phys attack for all allies. That's pretty solid for a passive. Pretty good passive. Obviously the sleep resistance is whatever, but pretty good passive here. And his kit is basically entirely based around boosting your physical attackers. So with the skill 1, after attacking, boost physical attack damage of the ally with the highest physical attack before the skill is used by 10%. So 10% on that. It's permanent. It stacks up to 30. Did they make a mistake here with the localization? Actually, no, it is physical attack damage. Okay, I don't have him, so I didn't remember his kit, right? Yeah, physical attack damage. The skill 2 is physical attack, so this is correct. 30% physical attack for 2 turns. Very, very strong buff. It has no damage stun or recovery on it whatsoever. It just targets an ally and boosts their physical attack by 30%. Pretty good. You may remember Ellie, who's considered bad from Salberg banner. She gives 12% magic attack for 2 turns and gets a really long wait time as a downside to that. Empel gives 30% with a normal wait time physical attack. It's only for one character, but it's still really, really strong. Very solid buff. And then his burst is kind of, you know, the same sort of theme where after attacking, he boosts the physical attack damage of the ally with the highest physical attack by 30%. He also makes all enemies take 50% extra damage for one attack, so it is an area burst, boosts their damage received. Pretty solid burst. You probably usually won't use it though over other bursts, but if you get it, it'll still make all the enemies take more damage and boost your, you know, strongest physical attacker. But the skill 2 is really what you're using him for, to really, you know, beef up one physical attacker and make them really strong. So he's really solid with, say, Slash Valeria, right? Giving her that physical attack buff, making her burst even stronger, like really good there. So he is a solid character in his own right. While he is not as good as Ryza, he is solid. I wouldn't be unhappy to get him, especially if you have Sue or Slash Ryza from a previous banner. Sorry, Slash Valeria from a previous banner. He is quite good. However, he can be hard to fit into a team because he doesn't provide anything except damage buffs. So he's not breaking, he's not healing, he's not defending. So he can be quite difficult to fit into a team, but when you can use him, he will be very, very good at boosting one character's damage. And in fact, he is very meta, even today in the Japanese server, for specifically maximizing score battle max damage. And obviously this is a little excessive. I'm talking about like getting score battle scores to like millions of damage, like 18 million or whatever, because on the Japanese server we have these leaderboards going on right now for max score on a few like event battles. They post them in Discord, and you know, they post the top 10 max score. Those people get like 20 million damage on like a Logi burst or something, and empel is essential to getting that much damage out of it. But obviously that's a bit overkill for general gameplay, right? And I don't think we're getting any of those min-max leaderboard events on the global server, so he'll see a lot less use because of that. But he's still decent. He's just kind of hard to fit on a team, but he's still good if you don't have another buff supporter like Liddy, so still a solid character. His gifts are nothing special. physical damage boost full is absolutely terrible, so completely ignore that. Anyways, that is it for the 2 banner units. Ryza's absolutely fantastic. Empel's solid, but not amazing. But he is solid for sure. And I will just go over their recipes real quick, and then we can talk a bit about the events running right now, and I'll do my pulls. So recipes. First we have Helioprox. This weapon is made for Ryza. While equipped to a character with slash affinity, boosts stun damage by 10%. Solid weapon for Ryza. If you get her, you probably want to make these. Not much else to say about that. Boosts her stun damage. Pretty good. And then we have Forest Bell. While equipped to a character with strike affinity, boosts potency of buff effects given by 12%. So this is basically, you know, the Steel Staff from Salberg, except a little bit better, but specifically for Empel. So I don't really know what traits you would put for this on Empel, since he doesn't really scale well with damage buff A, but you can make these for him. They're fine. I mean, it will be the best weapon for him. It will boost his buff, so good weapon. I just don't really know what traits you would put on it. Then we have the Soldier's Cuirass. While equipped to a breaker, after attacking, reduces target slash resistance by 5% for 2 attacks. This is pretty mediocre. It's intended for Ryza. It's okay if your team uses slash attackers. Like that, like it's fine if your team uses slash attackers, but it won't be improving Ryza's stun damage, so I'd rather go with something else, such as a Charade Lumont, right? It's pretty mediocre. Then we have the Golden Mail. This is just a generic supporter armor, and it's after using a skill. Boosts all allies' skill damage by 2% for 1 turn. This item kind of sucks. You can make it for Liddy if you really want to, or Empel or any of your supporters, but 2%, even boosted by full damage buff A, level 5 traits, it's just not very much, right? I would probably prefer damage reduction or some other better armor in the future, so you can make it if you want to. It will give you more damage, like especially if you need to squeeze out a little bit more damage for, say, Affinity Tower. It's really useful there. Like if you're just barely missing like a specific threshold for really hard content, but for general use, it's like not super worth making. Then we have the Fairy Stone Chain. This accessory, after attacking, boosts target stun damage received by 6% for 1 attack. Now, this item, while it sounds like a breaker item, it's actually better on other characters like, say, Bolt Resna, where, you know, it'll let her be a little bit of a breaker supporter as well, along with her crit damage. If you're not building her like purely for skill power and damage, you can use this to help her support your breakers as well. It'll hit everyone, and then it'll boost their stun damage received. So Ryza's, you know, Ryza or whatever AoE breaker you have does even more stun damage. It's a very solid accessory in that regard, but overall not used that much. But it is decent in those scenarios where you need just a bit more stun damage to actually break all of the enemies. And in those scenarios, it's really good on like area supporters and things like that to apply that debuff. So a very solid situational item for characters like Bolt Resna. And then the Baron's Crown, which is just resistances for strike affinity characters. This item isn't particularly good. I wouldn't make it. And that's about it for the event recipes. Speaking of event recipes, they just barely announced on the JP version that they're going to start bringing events in to be permanent, so look forward to that in a few months. You will be able to get event recipes and materials that you may have missed or run out of, so that'll be, you know, probably like 4 months from now on the global server. But basically, if you have missed an event, don't despair. You'll be able to get it eventually, and a lot of those event recipes are still relevant. So and then we have the events. Normally I wouldn't look at this, but there is something that is a little new. It's kind of neat. So we have this 30-day Ryza challenge, and basically what it is a server-wide cooperative event. So everyone gets points for clearing the boss challenge and EX challenge here, and they just get added to the server total here. You don't get any personal rewards for getting a high amount of points. They just get added to the server total. And then once this threshold is met, everyone gets these rewards. And then the level of it will go up. And a lot of the later stages, they all have recipes. A lot of them will have gems. If we do clear this, we get a lot of gems. Hopefully it is tuned correctly for the global population. I don't know if this number is the same or not as it was on JP. It would really suck to miss any of the recipes, especially one of them. One of the recipes is the best breaker accessory, the best generic breaker accessory, so hopefully we get that one, but we'll see. But yeah, basically just do the score battles. This will go up, everyone gets the rewards. Pretty cool. And there's 30 days, so it will be fine. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get to the wishes. Super excited for this. I hope they go well. We have a lot of tickets. Let's go ahead and do my daily pull on Liddy first. We do have 1 day of this banner left, so don't forget your daily pull here. Oh my gosh, they winked on the daily pull. That's not normal. Okay. Is that pickup? Imagine if this is actually Liddy on the last day. It could be Sue trolling me though. I already have Sue, so... I think the golden is pickup though, right? Well, we'll find out. Oh my god, it's Sue. Heck! This is the first time I've ever gotten a raid-up character from a daily, and of course it's a dupe. That's pretty depressing. Not gonna lie. Alright. Off to Ryza, I guess. Just wasted all my luck. That's unfortunate. We'll just skip the daily pull, that's fine. And we have 30 tickets and plenty of gems. We'll see how many gems I actually use though. Tickets first. It would be nice if I did actually get Ryza here. Back when this banner was running on the JP server, on that account, I dumped all of my gems for the entire month into it. Did not end up getting Ryza from it. Pretty unfortunate. Hopefully it goes a bit better this time around on Global. It doesn't look like we got anything here though. No fake outs or anything. So probably nothing. Just gonna skip. Yeah. As expected. Uh-oh, no winks again. The tickets are not going good. Wasted all of our luck with that dupe Sue, unfortunately. That's how it works, right? It's fine, we'll get a fake out. I've been getting a lot of those recently. Okay, no. Okay, yep. And one more for the tickets. No winks once again, not a good sign. Uh-oh. That's a bit depressing. It's fine, we'll dip into the gems. I should have expected this though. Ryza kinda doesn't like me. Yeah, no fake out once again. Probably nothing. Okay. On to the gems. 3,000 gems. My gem pile is dwindling. Oh, we got one from Resna at least. Okay, that is at least a guaranteed 3-star, but... Oh, it's a pickup. Okay, it should be a pickup with the upgrade to gold. Please be Ryza. If it's Ryza, I can just go back to trying to roll for Liddy. Come on. Probably empel though. Yeah. That's fine. I'm fine with empel. But what if we get both? Alright. Unfortunate. Lost the 50-50. Hitting empel is still good though. I'm gonna go spend the rest of these on trying to get Liddy, I think. Since I did get empel. And hopefully I just get Ryza over the next 30 days. We do have a lot of gems this month, so... There will be a lot of gems this month, so... If you don't get, like, Ryza right away, you know, don't despair. We get a lot of gems from the Ryza challenge, so... Oh, we got the 2 winks, but... Oh, upgraded to silver. Probably a 3-star, but no pickup. Is what it's looking like. Come on. That is Aisha, right? Unfortunate dupe. I'm missing a decent amount of the standard 3-stars still, so getting dupes hurts, but happens. Alright, one more. Oh, we got winks again. Alright, come on. Do it. Okay, we see Sarah, that's good. But only the silver sparkles. Which is not great. Oh, we do have Saskia there. I don't think any of this necessarily means pickup, though. I think the silver is just 3-star. But we can hope. Raze. Raze is not bad. Don't dislike Raze. I did need him for the stun damage trait. Good Memoria there. Nice. Alright, last one. Honestly, these pulls are going pretty decent. Oh, winks again. Alright, last chance. Ah, heck. No one's there. The wink slide. They betrayed me. It doesn't look like a fake out either. Nope. But maybe Memoria. Heck, just a lot of Taz. Alright, well, there goes all my gems. That was fun. I mean, I can't say I'm, like, the pulls were good, but I can't say I'm not depressed. I lost the 50-50 on both pickups that I got. Like, I got Sue and then I got empel, and I already had Sue. It's just like, oh well, that's fine. I'll just have to spark Liddy and hope Ryza comes in the next 30 days. But, oh well. Thank you all for watching the video. Hope it was fun. I hope you have all of you have fantastic luck on your pulls, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.